Come and explore my abandoned garden with me.
It's actually started to grow in.
Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Charlie, and 14 months ago, me and my incredible husband Dan embarked on an amazing adventure, and we bought our tired old 1930s house. And let me tell you, it has been a roller coaster of excitement and challenges and a whole lot of transformation. As you can see, when we first purchased the house, we had a garden that was growing into the house itself, causing lots of problems along the windows and along the outside rendering as well. So we set to work clearing as much as we could. So we cleared around 4 or 5 meters on that first day, and this was really just to ensure that the branches and the trees and the garden wasn't actually growing inside the house anymore. It was a whole lot of fun, and the garden definitely fought back. Here's me getting stuck in a tree. I think it was a hawthorn tree, but those thorns were vicious. A bit later on, you can see here Dan contemplating his life choices, thinking, oh my goodness, what have we taken on here? But by the end of a really hard day's work, you can see what we have achieved here. We've got those plants off the house, which was the main goal. So let's see where we're up to today. So it's now January 2024. We're about a year on from those first initial videos there. We have spent around 11 months inside the main house doing all kinds of renovations, and we would absolutely love to share those with you as well. So if you're interested in house renovations and building projects and garden renovations and big before and afters, do hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification as well so you don't miss anything. We will be uploading lots more videos of our journey so far and the projects that we've got coming as well. So if you're interested, we would absolutely love to have you. Okay, let's get back to the tour. So this little patch here we have been plucking away at over the last year, just on and off as and when we've had those 5 spare minutes, or when we've wanted to get outside, get some fresh air, get away from the dust of indoors. And we've just had planning permission accepted for a rear extension, which will come out to around here. So we do need to get this part of the garden completely flattened and ready for that extension, which of course we will be documenting. So let us know, what are you here for? What is it you want to see next? Do you want to see some of the work that we have been doing? Is there a specific room that you're really interested in? I would absolutely love to know. So hit me up in the comments, and of course we can make some videos on those specific requests as well. Moving into the next section of the garden, then we have this really old apple tree, and I am super fond of this tree. I love it. Even though it's looking very sorry for itself, as you can see, one of those main branches is completely strangled by ivy. There's certain parts of this tree that are definitely diseased. I am no tree surgeon by any stretch of the imagination, but I can see that some of it is looking really, really sad and super sorry for itself. So if anyone knows anything about apple trees, please do hit me up in the comments. Any top tips on how to look after them, when's best to give them a good prune, I'd love to know. And of course, I'll be utilising YouTube as a good source of how to look after my apple tree. Now, of course, Dan is the magician that is responsible for all of the magic inside the house. All of the work he's completed himself, and it's absolutely incredible what he's done. So, one of his projects will be to create a little tree house in this tree. So, I am hoping that we can get it all healthy and get a tree house for the kids here one day as well. And then just following on from the apple tree, we've got this weird divider that goes the whole width of the garden, and it's made up of different types of fences, this trellis, this wooden archway, which I can imagine would have been really pretty at some point, but it's being pulled down by all the weeds and all the ivy. It's not stable, and we've got this rusty gate which is not straight, so it doesn't really open very well. And there seems to be a lot of clutter just stuffed in behind these two fences here. So there's definitely going to be a few dump runs to pull out of all of that rubbish and get that removed. This is was quite tricky to actually walk through here. We've got some spiky plants, there's some water butts, another little bit of fenced off area, which I can't even see what's behind that fence. So that's going to be interesting when we get to that. Guys, I was doing some serious acrobatics trying to get through these weeds here to show you all this abandoned garden. Who knows when the last time this was touched? The neighbours seem to reckon it was well over a decade ago, and the plants and the growth and all of the weeds would certainly suggest that. So we've got another little wooded area here, some little archway, little seating area with a bench, which is really sweet. And again, I can imagine this would have been a really lovely place to sit. There's some wind chimes up here, and some lots and lots of pots as well. So they definitely had some potted plants, probably lots of flowers. It would have been really pretty to sit up here in the sunshine, probably at the end of the afternoon as well. So we've got a small pond up here. We've got a bigger one down by the house, and I'm really not looking forward to draining these ponds. They're green, they stink, and they are covered in mosquitoes in the summer. We had a real problem with the windows and the doors open whilst we were working in the summer, with mosquitoes just flocking into the house. So can't wait to get rid of them, but dreading that job. We've also got this tiny little shed here, which I'm not sure what's inside this shed, but with the hole in the side and the shredded paper or whatever it is, there seems to be either something living in there or was living in there. And then just beside it, we've got this greenhouse, which I can't actually see the full size of this greenhouse. Again, it's absolutely stuffed full of things, not sure what's inside it, but that's going to be fun to explore that in a bit more detail. Okay, moving into the next section then, and this really was a challenge. I've actually sped this up slightly because it took so long to actually get through these plants. Now, these are border plants, so they're planted along the fence, and I had to shimmy up along the fence. I got all of this green stuff all over my coat. So this really was commitment to get up this end of the garden. Got stuck on a branch here, so this really was a challenge, and crouching down, almost crawling along the floor to get to the next section of the garden. Once I managed to get through, I can see we've got some more greenhousey type things on the floor here. And I know from the neighbours that there used to be a little vegetable patch here. The previous man that used to live here was a keen gardener. There's also this really sweet little bench. So again, I think they really love to spend some time in their garden and appreciate the sunshine and the outdoors, which is really lovely to see. Hey, hey, we've got another greenhouse packed full of stuff. So I know our dump runs are going to be extremely busy and also full. Back fence is down, so that's going to be a job for Dan to do. We've had some really strong winds in the UK in the last couple of weeks, so I think that is a casualty from those winds. But we have made it to the back fence. We've made it to the end of the garden. There is a lot of work to be done here, lots of weeds to be removed, lots of plants to nurture and prune, and lots of junk to remove as well. So, plant pots, benches, rotten gates, rotten fences, all sorts of work to be done out here. So, we would love to take you along this journey with us. Please do follow along if you have enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.